If you are a lonely person in the world that we live in today, lean into the moment. Harness the power in this moment. Being lonely is a superpower, there is power in the lonely like you do not understand. To have a soul level evolution, like what the hell happened to that girl evolution? More beautiful power from within. You are stepping into new timelines and you are never looking back. You are leveling up. You need isolation and you need to be lonely for a little. You're already lonely. You're already in this moment of feeling by yourself in whatever that means for you specifically. You're clicking on this video for a reason. You don't have a lot of people around you, or you have a lot of bodies around you, but you feel very misunderstood. You feel very isolated. This is not your crowd. You feel lonely. You're sitting with the thoughts. The thoughts are loud, right? These types of people are in a moment that so much of humanity, so many people on earth will never get to. They will never reach where you are today because they are constantly running away from themselves, constantly running away from the chatter of the mind, making plans 24/7, running out of the house before 9 a.m., dinner, calling every single day, go, 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 go. So I don't have to listen to the chatter. I don't have to listen to the mind. You're already lonely. You feel lonely. You feel isolated. The chatter is there. The mind is there. Harness the moment. Step into the moment. The universe sends people into lonely periods. The universe isolates you because they want you to level up. They want you to harness the moment. I went into the craziest hibernation isolated period. I was the type of lonely that had bodies around me, but I was like, this is not it, Brenda. There's something off. I feel very misunderstood. I feel lonely even though there's so many people around me. I decided to go into a heavy isolation, a heavy hibernation, and fell in love with myself. And really, when you're by yourself and you quiet down all the surroundings and you are completely isolated and there's no opinions, judgment, social media, all these things that distract the mind, change can happen so fast. Change is right under your nose right now. Even if you're sitting all day long and you're occupying yourself with social media or you're watching shows, you're still a level of lonely that people will never get to. Even sitting in your room all day long, 10 hours a day, just by yourself watching a show is a level of solitude that so many people will never get to and they cannot fathom the idea of sitting by themselves for that many hours of the day. Utilize your time wisely, lean into it. Harness the power from this moment. You can change your life already feeling lonely, already feeling by yourself, clicking on this video for a reason. You can really lean into it and change your life in 3 months, 6 months time. You can be a completely unrecognizable person within 3 months if you utilize the lonely in a right way. Social media, if you're constantly bombarding yourself with social media, it makes you feel more lonely. I'm still in a very lonely period of my life. I feel like the more respect you have for yourself, the more respect you have for your time, the more you fall in love with yourself and you value your energy in today's world that we live in today, unfortunately, the lonelier that you get. And I find that a lot of lonely people really victimize themselves. And I feel like society makes lonely people or people that don't fit into the crowd the odd one out, in that they start thinking that there's something wrong with them, or why aren't I, dating? Why can't I find a man? Why don't I have friends around me? Do you want to fit into society today? Like, do you want to be just like everyone else when everyone else in the world is copy paste version of the next person, just trying to impress the crowd, trying to wear the things that the crowd is wearing, trying to stack up to it's all about judgment. It's all about impressing the next person. It's all about this facade of the ego. Get out of that. Like, stop trying to fit into that and stop trying to think that there's something wrong with you and that you're this person that is in this, it's like this victim mindset. look at it from an empowered point of view. Look at it like, I don't want to fit into this crowd. I don't want to be around these types of people. I don't want to be surrounded by these conversations. I'm choosing this from a power move, and I'm respecting myself and my time more than to be involved in this. I don't want to be just like everybody else. When you choose that perspective, when you look at life from that perspective and you say, you know what, I'm not choosing this low vibrational bullshit, and I know my people are coming for me. I know my man is coming for me. I know friends, whatever it is that you're looking for in your life is coming from you, for you. You're functioning from down here at the current moment. You're lonely right now. You're feeling bad for yourself. You're not utilizing your time wisely. Maybe you feel a little insecure. Maybe you feel uncomfortable in your body. You know, you're not at your optimal level, right? Here. Let's say you continue going here. Whatever man you attract, whatever friends you attract, whatever job you attract, whatever life experiences you attract, you're in this low vibrational mindset right now. This is what you're attracting. You're in a lonely period. If you lean into the lonely, if you step into this lonely and you say, you know what? I'm not expecting anything from my life right now. When I went into my hibernation, I was like, I don't care about making money. I don't care about anything in my life right now other than Brenda feeling better and leveling up. The way that I soared, the way that I flew into the sky, confidence, my beauty enhanced, everything about Brenda healing, feeling better every single day, feeling more confident, feeling my power in a way words cannot describe. You're leveling up, right? When you start to level up and you start to embody this level of confidence and power that I'm talking about, the man that you attract is going to be up here. He's going to be treating you like a queen. He's going to be that, you know, that king, prince charming that you're looking for, because you're not attracting a man from down here. You're not attracting jobs from down here. You're not settling because you're already functioning down here. Level up and your whole life changes. Your whole existence changes. Everything that you attract into your life changes. What you allow into your life changes. The self-discovery that you will have in solitude, in figuring out who you are. Why do I function this way? Why do I feel insecure? Why do I have low self-worth? Why am I this person today? Everyone that's come on this planet has something that they have to work through. We keep idolizing people with money, people with fame, all of these things external from us. You need to get off social media. You need to get offline. It's only making you feel more lonely. The second I deleted Instagram for 1.5 years. And the second I got back on, even in the recent months, it constantly makes you feel like you're not doing enough. And it's a facade. It's like there's so much information being thrown at you from people's best lives, people's only when they go to dinner, only when they go to a wedding, only when good things happen to them. And it's so much information at one time. I'm sitting my ass at home for 5 days in a row and I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, should I be going out and like, it makes you feel like you're not doing the right things. And it's a brainwash propaganda like, it's not healthy for us. When you sit in solitude, when you sit in boredom, when you sit by yourself, like really true isolation. I got off Instagram at first, and then as time progressed, I got off TikTok as well. As my hibernation, as my self-love journey continued. I'm teaching a self-love course, by the way, on my page. If you need things to fill your time, I could tell you exactly what to do with your time. I'm teaching mirror work at the current moment. I spent all my time dancing in front of a mirror, singing to myself, looking at myself, looking into my own eyes, saying how Brenda wanted to feel about herself. I feel my power. I see my beauty. My beauty grows every single day. My confidence grows every single day. I am an unrecognizable version of myself than I was 2 years ago. If I continued that trajectory and I said, oh, poor me, my story, my narrative, look at what happened to me and my family, poor. Okay, Brenda, then what? Everyone goes through something in this life. Everyone has some sort of story. Some stories are worse than others. What are you going to do with your story? What are you going to do with your rock bottom? What are you going to do with your lonely? My rock bottom, my anger, my resentment, my sadness, I channeled that into power. I connected with the universe. I connected with God. I connected with nature. I said, you know what? Fuck humans. Fuck all of you guys. Most of humanity is so robotic and sleeping. Literally, they are asleep. You have conversations with them. You look into their eyes. There's nothing there. There's really nothing there. There's a reason that this video found you. There's a reason that everything is placed perfectly in this lifetime. When you lean into that, you step into that, you will harness your power. I had an old friend that her brother basically made a company that he ended up selling early 20s for, I think, 8 figures, 9 figures or something. Takes care of his whole family tree now. And he says the idea came out of sheer boredom. He was bored one day, had nothing to do, and he came up with this idea, executed it. They're generational wealth at this point. I was so bored in my hibernation. I got off Instagram for so long. It was like 8 months into my hibernation, and I was falling in love with myself. I was like, I could create a self-love course. Boredom. I was sitting in my backyard by myself, staring at the trees. I can make a self-love course. There's so many ideas that come from boredom. All of this is not a, individual story. You hear thousands and thousands of stories. You're so distracted and you're so manipulated, and there's so much hold on your mind right now that you don't even realize because of the world that we live in today. We're in an era of time right now that we don't know what direction humanity is going in, right? AI, technology, social media, highs and lows, highs and lows. There's no structure. There's no saying, hey, this is what's going to happen to you guys if you continue this way. This is what your mind is going to turn into if you continue this way. There's not enough. You have to take control of your life. You have to take your life into your hands and say, what do I want to create of my life? They say change is hard. Why is change hard? Have you learned about the mind? Have you learned how the mind works? Change is not that hard. Understanding when I simplified the mind and I simplified, this is my unconscious mind. This is why Brenda feels insecure. She has limiting beliefs. She doesn't trust herself. She is scared of public speaking. She's scared of opinion. She's scared of judgment. She has fear of rejection, all these things, right? Why did Brenda end up this way? I look at my past and I say, okay, my past got Brenda here. The mind is only going to continue with the narrative that's in your mind at the current moment. You have the power to rewrite the mind. You have the power to go into the mind and say, I don't want to function this way anymore. I don't want to show up as this version of Brenda anymore. I don't want to show up as this insecure little girl who's so scared of the world, who's so scared of taking a breath in this world. I don't want to be her anymore. I'm going to climb the stairs slowly, slowly, slowly. Once you get up here, once you start training your mind and you get up here, you will never be back down here. You're not going to look at yourself like a lonely old soul, like a victim, like, oh my God, poor me. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Oh my God, there's something wrong with my body. I'm choosing this. I'm not engaging in this child's play anymore. I'm not engaging in this bullshit that all of you guys don't seem to see. There's a reason that you feel isolated. There's a reason that you feel lonely. Maybe you are so unique. There's no place for you in the world right now, and your people are coming to find you, but you're so feeling sorry for yourself. The universe wants you to level up, but you're not stepping into it. You're not seeing the signs. You're not reading the signs, and you constantly keep falling into the same trap, whether men are treating you the same way, whether the jobs aren't working out, whether you're not, treating yourself nicely. You want to go on the diet, but then you keep crashing and you're right there. The potential is right there. The breakthrough is right there. And you're just not giving yourself that credit, that attention that your soul, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, is longing for. I didn't see the change. I was just doing in my hibernation, falling in love with myself. But I was like, there's something here. But if I didn't really commit to I want to say 1 year, 8 months to the 1 year mark, when everything switches, you're gaining the momentum of change, right? Change it's there. It's kind of turning, right? It's the wheels are turning and you're going in that direction. You're going in that direction, and the universe is going to test you, and the universe is going to say, okay, we're going to put this in front of you again. We're going to put that friend that fucked you over again. We're going to put that man again in your life. We're going to that job, you're fired. That security, no more. How are you going to react to this? How would that you can attain your dream person. You can attain your dream self, dream body, dream face, dream anything. I'm telling you because I've lived it myself and I've done it myself. You can become that person. Are you going to be her when this test comes in front of you? Okay, will level you up now. Are you going to embody this person over and over? It's almost like a game. It's almost like, okay, we're going to step into this video game and we're going to embody this character. If I embody this character for long enough, the world will grant her to me. The universe, God will grant her to me. The mind will be rewritten and I will become her. And you don't have the same thoughts as you did anymore. You don't feel the same ways that you did anymore. And you're already in a lonely period. Lean into it. Utilize your time. Instead of engaging in useless social media, instead of trying to fill your time, trying to hang out and going backwards. If you're lonely and you're the latter lonely where there's bodies around you and you don't feel like you fit in, you feel misunderstood, but you don't want to be alone and you feel like I should be, should, all this chatter that goes on in the mind. Then you kind of step away and you want to level up, and then it pulls you back and you go backwards because, again, you don't want to be alone. I'm just going to go backwards. I'm going to make the plans. I'm going to hang out with them because the plan sounds fun. You're shooting your life. You're shooting your future. You're literally shooting yourself in the face doing that. Going backwards is the worst decision that you can make. And trust me, take it from me. You're wasting your time. You're going to feel worse at the end of the day. You're going to feel more lonely at the end of the day. When you really embody the solitude and you embody the lonely and you say, you know what? This is the era that I'm in. This is the moment that I'm in. I'm looking around and it's just me. And it's just Brenda. The power that comes from that level of acceptance is a power unlike anything else. It creates a bulletproof. It creates a force of a woman. Nothing at this point in time can break me. Nothing anyone can do it creates a person that has so much self-respect and so much respect for their future, their life. You really need to channel what era you're in right now. Like, for example, I really want to have kids soon. I know it's not right now, but I know in the next, year, 2 years, maybe less, I would love to have a baby. I got a cat at the beginning of this year. His name is Cosmo, and he came into my life at the perfect time. And get a cat, get a dog, become feeling that unconditional love from an animal and connecting to earth in that way and connecting to animals in that way. If you don't already have an animal, is he saved my life. He saved my heart. He allowed me to feel love and softness, and again, in a way that I hadn't felt in so long, because I was so guarded and I was so shielded and I was so self-protective from trauma that I went through. And then again, falling in love with yourself and gaining confidence where you're so, again, shielding yourself, protecting yourself, trauma, really difficult experiences with friendships, with relationships, that does that to the human, where you're just I don't want this anymore. X to all of you, shield. A pet is a great way to break that barrier and allow you to feel that love again. And wait, what was the thought right before Cosmo? Okay, motherhood. When I finally just accepted the lonely, where I was like, you know what, Brenda? These are not the conversations that I want to be having. This is not the vibe. I feel unsafe in this. My nervous system isn't liking it. You can just, if you start listening, you're already lonely. So you should be able to be connecting to your intuition right now. When your intuition is screaming at you and they're saying, this is not it, you have to listen. And I was like, okay, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because I was so excited for my future. And I know to my core that God is bringing me my people. I know to my core that every single decision that I've made thus far is exactly where I need to be. But you're mourning, you're saying goodbye. You have these relationships and friendships that it is a mourning period, and you are 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and it is really difficult. And I'm not, I feel so much for the lonely soul. I really do, because there's so many different types of lonely, but there's so much heartbreak involved in it, and there's so much sadness involved in it, and the tears that I've cried, and if you feel the level of lonely that I'm talking about in the ways that I'm experiencing, you know exactly, what I'm saying and what I'm feeling. And it's heavy. It's very heavy. And it's dealing with yourself and your emotions and the mourning process and having to say goodbye and having to come to terms with the fact that people are humans and they mess up, and that am I going to repeat history over and over and over again, or am I going to choose a better life for myself? And that choosing a better life for myself is a heartbreak. Staying is a heartbreak. What heartbreak am I going to experience? Which heartbreak am I going to choose, right? When I finally was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore, I channeled in motherhood. I was like, I got Cosmo, and I know that I want to become a mom. And what kind of mom do I want to become? Who do I want to be when I become a mother? What kind of wisdom do I want to have already when the craziness of motherhood is thrusted upon me and I get pregnant and I'm going through pregnancy? What do I want my mindset to be at that point? How do I want to feel about my body? I dealt with a lot of body stuff, a lot of, crazy body dysmorphia and all the things that girls in society, all of us are experiencing. Do I want to feel like all those women online that have this really bad relationship with the gaining weight process and the mind, right? How healthy can I make my relationship with my body? How healthy can I make my mind at this point? And utilize this time that I have, this lonely period that I have that isn't going to last forever, because lonely doesn't last forever. Lonely, if we choose it and we want it to last forever and we continue that victim narrative, it will last forever. If you tell yourself, I'm this lonely victim for the rest of my life, you will continue down that path, because that's how the mind works. That's how energy works. That's how the universe works. You're just going to keep going. I was like, I know this is not forever. I know this is not permanent for me. I know that my people, my women, my girls, my sisters are going to find me and they're going to show me unconditional love and friendship that I haven't experienced before. And I know that's coming for me. So I said, I'm going to lean into motherhood. I'm going to say, what kind of mom do I want to be? What habits do I want to have when this period comes upon me? Whatever era that you're in your life, setting up habits, setting up that future version of me, that queen, that goddess that I want to become, that version of me that I wish that I have so much respect for my life that I'm going to at least try to get to. What are her habits? What are her rituals? Set up little things for yourself, deciding, you know what, for the next 10 days, I'm going to implement this habit in my life. I'm going to walk every single day for the next 14 days. And I'm going to try to get this habit to stick. I'm going to distract myself with going outside, connecting to nature, getting off social media, connecting with myself. Like I said, go watch my mirror work series. I'm in the middle of it right now. You have time on your hands. You're by yourself. Mirror work is literally the most powerful tool we have on planet Earth to fall in love with yourself, to gain confidence and become more beautiful. Sitting in front of a mirror, speaking to yourself, affirming to yourself, I fucking love you. I fall more in love with myself every single day. I gain more confidence every single day. I become more beautiful every single day. That's how the mind works. Rewiring the mind. When you have an idea that you're ugly, you're going to appear ugly. When you have an idea that you're beautiful, your beauty is going to enhance. When you tell yourself, I'm in love with my body, you're going to look at your body like you're the most beautiful goddess on planet Earth. You're not going to see ugly anymore. Take it from me. I am living like the way that I used to see myself and the way that I used to see my body versus the way that I see my body and see my face current day. It's conditioning. It's a mindset. It's propaganda that they fed us in the world that we live in today. Break free from it. Stop trying to conform. You are not one to conform. You are a unique person. You are a lonely soul. You are an old soul. These old souls are the uniqueness in us. We're not going to find our place. You're going to feel lonely and you're going to go into an isolation, and then you're going to find that group of old souls. You're going to find that group of unique souls that you were always meant to. And you're going to say, this is exactly why all of that had to happen. This is exactly why I went through years of solitude, years of pain to get to this partnership, to get to this motherhood, to get to this experience that's unbeatable. That's an exchange that I would never exchange the way that I feel today and who I am today. Through all the lonely, through all the heartbreak. Yesterday, I was crying for 2 hours in my morning yesterday outside, listening to music, connecting with nature, letting out my emotions. Connect with earth. Go listen to music. Utilize the power of music in rewiring the mind. You will live a significantly better life. Your life will make a turnaround in a way. The turnaround is right in front of you. The turnaround is right in front of you. The lonely is for a reason. You're watching this video for a reason. Harness the power. The lonely is literally birthed the power that lives in Brenda today. You cannot have power. You cannot have confidence in this life. Like, I'm talking about the rawest form of power and confidence, not externally validated, to the point where you are like floating, this ethereal being that you are floating through life without lonely, without solitude, without listening to the mind and saying, what are my weaknesses and what are my strengths and what can I do with this? And who am I? What do I have to offer this world? What are my gifts? We all have gifts. We all have something within. Am I listening to say, who am I? Who is this person within? Who is this baby girl that I have inside that has this so much to offer the world? Instead, I'm just going to sit and watch endless shows on Netflix. Instead, I'm going to sit and scroll through TikTok for the next 10 hours of my day, repeat tomorrow. When I started consuming social media again, when I was offline and I started consuming it like heavily, or when I would PMS and I had nothing, I was like, my period was so painful and I'm sitting in bed and I'm just scrolling all day. Not only are my eyes hurting, I have a hangover from the level, like, you don't realize the way that you are sucked into this and the way that you've normalized it in your everyday life until you take a step back and you cleanse the palate and you say, holy shit, this is what life is. When you slow down social media alone, you'll feel less lonely. You will feel so much more connected with yourself and the world around you. Even like going to a coffee shop, and I would try to make conversation with the barista. You know, I don't have a lot of people around me. I'm not conversating a lot. I love your shirt. Your eyes are so pretty. Wow, thank you so much. A quick little exchange, that level of connection right there. Those levels of connection, I would call my grandma a lot. I would, the elderly, they have so much wisdom to offer us. These small things that you can do in your life that fill that lonely cup, getting off the distraction train and pouring that energy back into yourself. When you're constantly consuming, when you're constantly being mean to yourself, when you're constantly putting yourself down, your energy is depleted. When you're constantly looking at all the pop culture going on in the world, what's she doing? Who the fuck cares? Who cares? These people are literally puppets in this show used to distract you, used to keep your brain occupied. They're dealing with depression. They're dealing with insecurities. They're dealing with all this shit in their life, but they put a pretty bow on it and they feed it to you and you stay low and you stay distracted and your life just keeps going in this low trajectory forever. And then you become that 50, 60, 70-year-old person that's just a miserable old person that doesn't care about their life, that doesn't value their life, that's an internet troll. For what? This is your one life. Your one life that you have here on earth, and you have the power to change your life in an exponential way, and it's right under your nose. The lonely soul, I'm telling you, listen to me. Please listen to me and harness this power in. I love you so much. You got this.